My dear students, welcome to CMI's online classes. In this class, for the students of Standard 9, we will continue with the same chapter, the tenses. In our previous videos on the same chapter, we have already completed the simple tenses and we have also completed present continuous tense and past continuous tense from the continuous tenses. And in this video, we are going to study the future continuous tense. We will understand the verb forms used in the future continuous tense, the structure of sentences when we write affirmative, negative, and interrogative sentences in the future continuous tense. So let us move ahead with the explanation of the future continuous tense and its sentence structures, all sentence structures, that means in affirmative sentences, in interrogative sentences, both negative and positive interrogative sentences and negative sentences in the future continuous tense. We will try framing affirmative sentences in future continuous tense and transforming the sentences in affirmative in the future continuous tense into negative and interrogative sentences. Okay, but before that, let us understand what kind of actions are expressed in the future continuous tense. We will discuss each point regarding the kind of actions expressed in the future continuous tense with examples and framing each, transforming each sentence into other forms, like from affirmative to negative and interrogative sentences in the future continuous tense. Okay, so let us understand at first the sentence structure of affirmative sentences in the future continuous tense. It is important to understand the affirmative form and its structure in future continuous tense, because if we are able to write affirmative sentences in future continuous tense, from that sentence only, we have to understand the process or the processes of transforming affirmative sentences in the future continuous tense into negative and interrogative. Okay. So let us see, it is future continuous tense, that means it is future tense but continuous tense. Future but continuous tense. Okay. So future means the actions that will take place in coming days, the events that will take place in coming days. Okay. So I have already told you that every future tense are framed by using the modals will or shall as the helping verbs. Okay. So here also we use the modals will or shall as the helping verbs. Okay. And it is continuous also. That means in continuous tenses we use the main verb before form of the main verbs. That means present participle form of the main verbs are the main verbs in all continuous tenses. That means in future continuous tense also we use the present participle form of the verb or the before form of the verb. That means we also say it ing form of the verb as the main verb. Okay. And we also know that before present participle form of the verb, we have to use be verbs. Okay. Now what we have to understand here is, after will or shall, after modals will or shall, or after any modal, if we use any verb, then it comes the be1 form of the verb. So here after will or shall, we have to use be verbs also. So we have taken be itself. Okay. Here the use of the verb be from be verbs has fulfilled our two requirements. One requirement is be verbs before. एक है before से पहले be verb का होना, तो ये be verb से be itself is from be verb, from the group of be verbs. Okay. And now after will or shall we have to use be1. So be itself is be1 of be verbs. So be itself is B1 also, be itself is from the B words also. That means after will or shall it has been B1 also, before we have B words also. Okay, that means subject plus will or shall plus B plus B4 plus rest of the sentence is the structure of sentences in affirmative form in the future continuous tense. Okay, I hope you have understood. Now we will try to change this structure, this affirmative structure into negative as well as interrogative, both positive and negative interrogative. Okay, sentences in future continuous tense. But before that, let us understand what explanation has been written here about the future continuous tense and what kind of actions are expressed in the future continuous tense. Let us see. So what is written here? The future continuous tense is used to refer to an unfinished action or an action that will be in progress in the future. So जो आने वाले दिनों में जो काम होने वाला है और जब वो शुरू होगा तो वो कंटिन्यू होगा, भले ही कुछ देर के लिए हो या हमेशा के लिए हो या कुछ देर के लिए हो, तो वो फिनिश होगा. या तो कुछ अनफिनिश एक्शन को, जो एक्शन पूरा नहीं हुआ है, ऐसे एक्शन को बताने के लिए हम फ्यूचर कंटिन्यूअस टेंस का इस्तेमाल करेंगे. लेट अस सी इन डिटेल अबाउट these all actions. See, uses. What are the uses of future continuous tense? See, the future continuous tense is used. Future continuous tense का इस्तेमाल होता है to talk about situations or events that will be in progress at a time in the future. That means actions that are not yet taken place, they will take place in future, maybe just after this time, maybe tomorrow, day after tomorrow, maybe after 1 hour. Okay, so whatever happens, whatever the actions happen, that will happen in the coming days. Okay, but that will be in progress at a time in the future. मतलब हो सकता है कुछ देर के लिए हो, कुछ दिनों के लिए हो, कुछ समय के लिए हो. That action will continue to exist for a period of time or for a long duration of time, but it will take place in future. So these kind of actions will be expressed in the future continuous tense. Like we have example here, this time next week. That means next week this time I will be holidaying in Dubai. I will be holidaying in Dubai. So if you see I will be holidaying in Dubai, this part of sentence is the exact has the exact structure of the future continuous tense. I will be holidaying. I have not holidaying. Here, if you see this word holidaying comes from the word holiday. And here, this word holiday is used as verb. And holidaying is the before form of the word verb holiday. Okay, that means I have not yet gone for holiday. But the next time, next week, this time, I will be holidaying. That means I have not yet gone to spend my holidays, but next week at this time I will be continuing my action of spending my holidays. That means काम नहीं हुआ है, होगा और आने वाले दिन में इस समय होता रहा होगा. Understood? Now, next Monday, Ryan will be joining his new office. That means next Ryan ने न्यू ऑफिस ज्वाइन नहीं किया है, वो करेगा और जब वो करेगा तो वो अपना काम कंटिन्यू करेगा. ओके, दैट मीन्स yet Ryan has not yet joined his office. He will join, but when he joins the office, he will continue going to his office. Okay, now another point is to talk about a single action which will happen because it is a part of a bigger future plan or schedule. So ऐसा काम, ऐसा एक्शन जो होगा, नहीं हुआ है और होगा क्योंकि that is already planned. Okay, that is a bigger part of the future plan or schedule, जो हमारा रूटीन में है कि वो होगा ही, कंफर्म है. Ryan and his friends will be leaving for Melbourne tomorrow evening. Okay, that means Ryan और उसके दोस्त अभी गए नहीं है, जाएंगे. Okay, so what we have to understand here is whatever the action takes place in future continuous tense, it will take place in future, but after taking place, it will continue for certain period of time. Okay, that means after Ryan and his friends leave for Melbourne, that means they will be spending some special time in Melbourne. Okay. Now see the another example. Simi and I will be walking late tomorrow to finish the flyers for the fest. See here. Simi and I, we haven't started our work. Okay, we will start our work tomorrow. Okay, that means till we do not complete our work, we will continue our work. Okay, to finish the flyers for the fest. So this work will be continued, but we have not yet started. We will start and we will continue doing it till we finish. Okay, students. Now let's see the another point to talk about an action that will begin now and continue into the future. So ऐसा काम जो हुआ नहीं है लेकिन अभी होगा, हुआ नहीं है अभी होगा, just after a minute, just after a second, okay, and will continue into the future. जो future में जाकर कुछ समय के लिए हो या हमेशा के लिए वो continue होता रहेगा. Okay, right? Like they will be practicing for the match till 8 o'clock. That means they have not yet practiced. They may start practicing just now after a few minutes, but they will practice till 8 o'clock. That means before 8 o'clock or till 8 o'clock they will be practicing, but they have not yet practiced. They will start after a minute, after a second maybe. Okay. Now Karuna will be studying until she completes the syllabus. Karuna has not yet begun her studies. She will start her studies. Okay, but when she will start her studies, she will continue her studies until she completes her syllabus. Okay. I hope you have understood. Whatever the action takes place in future, that will continue for a certain period of time. That is the future continuous tense. So I hope you have understood the explanation. And now we will see the structure of sentences in the future continuous tense, in affirmative, in negative and interrogative, both positive and negative. And we will try to transform the same sentence into the different form. Like here, affirmative sentences, we have subject plus will be or shall be plus before plus rest of the sentence. This is the affirmative structure or structure of affirmative sentences in the future continuous tense. Like Karuna is the subject here. Will or shall के जगह हमारे पास will है. We have will. In place of be verbs we have be, and in place of main verb we have before of the verb study here. Karuna will be studying until she completes the syllabus. This is the affirmative sentence in the future continuous tense. Now, negative sentence. Negative sentence means sentences having no or not. So here we will use not before be, before the be verbs and after the modals will or shall. Okay, like subject plus will or shall plus not plus be plus before plus rest of the sentence is the structure of sentences in negative form in future continuous tense. Like Karuna will not be studying until she completes the syllabus. Okay, that means on अपना syllabus complete ना करते समय तक वो नहीं पढ़ेंगे. Understood? Now see, subject plus will और shall के जगह will है, अब not है हमारे पास. We have be verbs, we have before and rest of the sentence. This is the negative sentence in the future continuous tense. Now come to the interrogative sentences. Positive interrogative sentences. So interrogative sentences means question sentences with the help of helping verbs. Helping verbs, what do we have here? Will or shall. So whenever we frame question sentences by using helping verbs, those helping verbs are used at the beginning of the sentences, and the subject comes in between the helping verb and the main verb. So here we use subject after will or shall and before the be verbs and the main verbs. Okay, that means will or shall plus subject plus be plus before plus rest of the sentence is the interrogative sentence in positive form in the future continuous tense. Let us see. Will Karuna be studying until she completes the syllabus? Will or shall plus subject plus be plus before plus rest of the sentence. Interrogative, positive interrogative sentence in future continuous tense. Now, interrogative sentences in negative. Negative means sentences having no or not. So here we have to place again not after the subject and before the be verbs. Okay, after the subject and before the be verbs. Now see here, will or shall plus subject plus not plus be plus before plus rest of the sentence is the negative interrogative structure of negative interrogative sentence in the future continuous tense. Let us see the same. How do we change the same sentence into interrogative, negative interrogative? Will Karuna not be studying until she completes the syllabus? Will और shall के जगह will है, subject है, subject के बाद not भी है, be verb भी है और before भी है और rest of the sentence भी है. So this is the correct structure of negative interrogative sentence in future continuous tense. So I hope students you have understood the explanation of the future continuous tense also. With this video we complete the continuous tenses also, and now in our next video we will move ahead with the perfect tenses, and after that we will go with perfect continuous tenses. Okay, when we complete the perfect continuous tenses, we complete the whole tenses. Okay, my dear students. This much for today's class. My dear students, thank you so much for being the part of my today's class. Okay, if you have any queries, if you have any doubts regarding my explanation, kindly raise your doubts during the class period, but don't keep any doubts within you. Okay, you have to be, your concept must be clear regarding the tenses and the verb forms used in each tense. So whatever the tense we describe in each class, you need to be very careful and you need to remember it forever. So students, thank you so much. This much for today's class.